Peggy 12.
Hi guys, and welcome back to our behind the scenes journey of 1111 Memories Retold. In today's episode, we get to hear more from our historical contributors and about the lengths and efforts made to create a powerful piece of playable heritage. This is 1111 Memories Retold, behind the scenes.
In 1111, we really want to revive the heritage of World War I. When making a game about World War I, we were mindful to be as faithful to the time the game is set as we possibly could. And we knew there would be some give and take before we found the good balance of historical accuracy and gameplay. The historians, Peter Doyle and Robin Schaeffer, they helped us to ground the story in a version of reality we were happy with.
Well, to collaborate on a video game like this was something completely different. Obviously, it's something that I've not been involved with before. But this is the modern medium. This is something which is of great importance to a huge number of people, and many of them would get access first to understanding history through something like gaming. So to be able to get involved in this was something special. It means that I was able to give a contribution to that, to comment on the historical accuracy, to consider the trench warfare, and to look at the concepts. So it was an exciting thing to be involved with. Well, the level of historical accuracy is always something, of course, that we have to consider. The game has to be a game. It has to present a story, and so on that basis there's always going to be some element of give and take. What we've tried to do is to approach it with as accurate a process as possible. So one of the things that we obviously have to work with here is to correct or develop the understanding of the people who are developing the game. And myself and my colleagues, we have an understanding of the kind of equipment and technology that was being used in the First World War. So originally the game designers had a radio in this, but of course radio was in its infancy, so there was no way that it was going to be used in a frontline trench position. So we worked with the game designers to explain that really what we needed there were telephones and telephone wires, and this was something they took on board. It's quite an exciting exchange that we had to discuss that to get it accurate.
We also had the amazing database and team from Europeana to assist in choosing what artifacts we should use to influence the look and design of the game, as well as selecting the right collectibles which could strike further curiosity for World War I into our players. We have more than 50 collectibles that are real documents that reveal the reality of situations that you would find really hard to believe.
My name is Ad Paulet. I work as a collection manager at Europeana. Europeana is a digital innovation platform. We provide access to all the digitized cultural heritage of Europe because we think we can transform the world with culture. We've organized these roadshows all over Europe where we've asked the people to come and bring their stories, to share their heritage about the First World War. That you have used very interesting objects, like I said, the personal objects. I've recognized some of the personal diaries as well as some personal letters which may have helped shape the characters or the story. From the various manuscripts and the letters and the stories on Europeana, you can actually see that everybody ended up in the war for a different kind of reason. For personal reasons, because they were looking for adventure, because they believed all the propaganda blindly. And what this story really tells you is that it didn't matter on which side you were, you had the same kind of experience and you were in it together and you had to survive. So I think it's a very realistic story and it might well have been truly happening. To be very honest, my knowledge of video games is very limited. At first I always thought they were superficial, but the experience with 1111 learned me that it can be actually a very meaningful way of using heritage, explaining history in an exciting and appealing way. I know the industry has been in touch with us several times to use our content, but I think 1111 is one of the first that really matches with our goals in the sense that we would like to transform the world through culture, using available heritage for meaningful and purposeful games. To me it was the first and I really liked it.
So I think this game can really achieve a lot. What we're trying to do as historians is to get people engaged, to understand what the Great War was like. We try to gather together original items from the war, things that could create a curiosity, letters, small souvenirs from the front, aspects that told something about that war, and maybe those things, as they get collected through the game, might sponsor a greater understanding. What is this thing? What does it mean and why is it here? One of the amazing things is that when you look back through your family history, there will always be some connection with this war. It was such a moment in time for the history of the world. And so most people have some kind of connection. That connection could be on the home front. It could be those men were miners, the women who worked in factories. It could be that the men were front fighters. It could be that on a shelf somewhere there is a photograph or a piece of shell or some memento of the war. And wouldn't it be great if with this game, the young people or people who are playing this game may say, hold on a minute, what is that? What question can I ask? And maybe those memories could be projected to the future and never lost. And I think if we've achieved that with this game, then we've achieved a lot.